Okay, so right now we're going to talk a little bit that is much more interesting as a whole in Malaysia, something called AliPay. And AliPay is obviously part of Alibaba Group, and this is something that is very, very important here. Okay, now how many of you before this event you heard of AliPay already? Before this event, okay. So you see, a lot of people don't really understand how AliPay works, but basically AliPay is going to make everything simple. You see, right now on my breast pocket, I'm actually carrying something really heavy. Okay, I have like coins, I have like credit cards, I've got ID, I've got coupons, I've got coins. This thing is really heavy. But in the future, what will happen is, I think, and I'm quite confident when I say I think this thing is going to replace your wallet. Because this is safer, easier, and encourage spending. So we're going to talk a little bit about AliPay and how this is so important in your life. Now, really quickly, let's talk about the future of money. Because I believe cash might become history in 10 years to come. You see why? Today, there are many payment options. One of them is pay with Bitcoin. Heard of Bitcoin? Okay? In America, you can actually start buying things with Bitcoin. In Japan and South Korea, you can start buying things in grocery store with Bitcoin. And then we have PayPal. You can actually pay on your phone with PayPal as well. It's one of the largest mobile payment processor behind AliPay. Okay, Samsung Pay. You heard of Samsung Pay? How many of you used Samsung Pay before? Ah, good. Okay. And then we have Apple Pay. Not so common in Malaysia, but very, very common in the United States. Okay. And then we have, I don't know if you have this in Malaysia, but in Singapore, you can, Grab car, like Uber, Grab. So in Singapore, you can actually buy something called Grab credits. You can buy Grab's own currency. And that currency you can use to pay for your transportation. You got it? So this is all virtual currency. And then we have WeChat Pay. Hello, WeChat Pay? Now, WeChat Pay is something that is very, very popular, especially from the last 2 years, because in China, last time, what people do with Chinese New Year is they pack the Hong Bao money in a red packet, and then they give it to you. In China, now it's very different. They just send through WeChat Pay. And that's how they became extremely popular. Okay? So these are some of the options or payment options that you can see today if you want to buy stuff offline and online. And I want you to know this. You have to understand that cash is a fiat currency. It is something that is printed on a piece of paper and people give value to it. You understand? So you cannot have an emotional connection to your cash because these things are going to change how you are perceiving money. Now, see, in China, in certain parts of Japan, in the United States, if you want to pay for something, you just literally take out your phone, and you scan this thing here, and you make a payment. And AliPay works the same. How AliPay accepts payment is quite simple. You have something called a QR code. Now, QR code is not very big in Malaysia, but in China, it is everything. All you need to do is, you want to buy that thing, you scan, and it charges your phone. There's no waiting for transaction to happen. There is no waiting for your changes. There is no, do you have a smaller change? Do you have a bigger change? Can I break the change? Can I give you back your money later? No. Can I have a receipt? No. Everything is done in a microsecond. Done. That is how the future is going to be. And you need to pay close attention to this. Okay, whether you have a business or not, you need to see how this can play a role in your business. Now, I want you to look eastward, not westward, because this video is going to open up your mind a little bit.
Last year, China processed $2.3 trillion in mobile payments, 14 times more than in the U.S. So as 5 million Chinese tourists are expected to make their way to the U.S. this year, some may experience culture shock in dealing with older payment methods. Desmond's family is visiting from Shanghai to celebrate his university graduation in San Francisco.
Like my mom, she doesn't have the credit card, and she bring a lot of cash. So, but sometimes paying that by cash is difficult, like in the US. And as for me, in China, I always use my phone to pay.
Fortunately, the group.
I don't know if you hear that. He literally said, paying in cash and credit card is difficult. In the US,
is dining at Crystal Jade, one of the first U.S. restaurants to accept both AliPay and WeChat Pay mobile payments.
No any money, no credit, and someone just scan your phone and pay is finished.
Crystal Jade's marketing manager, Catherine Fenelon, lived in China for a number of years, so recognizes the value of accepting Chinese mobile payments.
The day we put up the sign at our door, we had a lot of people coming in straight away and really excited. Actually, the majority of the people that use our payment, they don't speak English, so it's just so much easier for them to use a payment method that they're used to using.
This is the first web-based processing system in the U.S. that accepts AliPay and WeChat Pay. It's called Sitcom, a Silicon Valley startup founded by PayPal and Visa veteran Chuck Wong.
The global payment industry certainly embraced ideas to enable the mobile wallet. It happened just, in the U.S. we spend billions of dollars. It's not very successful. But China, for the Chinese consumers, they adopted this kind of a new mobile wallet on the mobile phone much faster rate. So hopefully we can use that kind of consumer adoption to move the needle.
AliPay and WeChat Pay will be taking on a lot of competitors that already have a head start in the U.S. market, such as Apple Pay and Android Pay. But technologically, AliPay and WeChat Pay may have an advantage by using a QR code reader.
The QR-based can process payment as well as can process a lot of more information because the mobile phone is more powerful, can carry more information. I mean, one example is they can carry some coupon.
Now, he said something very profound here. A credit card can only carry the amount of money that you can charge. But your phone carries much more information. AliPay stores a lot more than just money. It stores your credit score. They know how much you owe the bank, how much loans you have. They know how much you can spend. They know your investments. They know everything. And that's what AliPay aims to be.
Sitcom estimates Chinese travelers will spend $30 billion in the U.S. this year, and for that to double by 2020. Shops and restaurants best positioned to cash in on that influx may not only have great products, but payment systems that make customers feel right at home. Mark Yu, CGTN, San Francisco.
In China, a lot of the payments in big cities have already been done on mobile phones. In the US, they're still using cards, but they're slowly adopting. I was in New York not long ago. I remember buying a coffee with Apple Pay, straight from my phone. Touching my phone, beep, done. The receipt sent to my email. It is so convenient. There is no need to hold a piece of paper as a receipt. There is no need to take out the dirty money out of your pocket to pay. There is no need to store changes anymore. That is the future. That is the future of payment processing. Now, whether you like it or not, what you're holding, cash, will soon be useless. It will be replaced. We have already seen it with the credit card introduction where people are carrying cards, not cash. Now in Malaysia, it's still a very cash-based community. That is why you still carry cash. But outside, things might be a little bit more different. You will need an app on your phone to pay very, very soon. Now, I want to show you this. Now, I run multiple internet business, and for me to call it a business, I need to accept payment, correct? I need to get sales. So there are many ways that I can choose to accept payment. We take a look. This is behind the scene of something called Stripe. Stripe is one of the largest payment processor in the entire world. They're second only to PayPal. They were founded by co-founders of PayPal. And I want you to know this. You take a look at this. Cards very commonly accepted online. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Diners Club. Okay? Now, look at the next two ones that they're testing right now. AliPay enables Chinese consumers to pay directly via online transfer from their bank account. Now, before we talk more about AliPay, you need to know how AliPay is founded. In China, one of the biggest things is trust. When they want to buy something, they are very, very skeptical about the other person. There's no trust going on. And AliPay aims to solve that problem. Basically, what happened is when you use AliPay to pay for something, to buy something, the money isn't transferred until you are happy with the product. It's simple. It's kind of like an escrow service. You know what I'm saying? So that is what AliPay is. And then Stripe is also testing Bitcoin, SEPA, direct debit. This is euro. And then WeChat Pay. So people ask me all the time, which one of these should we pay attention to? I say all of them. Because right now, all of them are very equal. AliPay is in front of WeChat Pay by just a little bit more. But people often use WeChat Pay for more personal payment. If you want to pay your friend, you use WeChat Pay most of the time. AliPay, more to business to consumer. You understand what I'm saying? B2C. Now, what is AliPay? There's a good video that actually tells you what it is.
AliPay is operated by Ant Financial of China, one of the world's largest fintech companies. As the name suggests, AliPay is a way to pay for goods and services online. But now it's more than that. It's a global lifestyle super app. It is used by more than 5% of the world's population. Amy and Dayu are going shopping. They use Shosho to find nearby merchants and special offers. Amy shows her unique AliPay code and has it scanned. Done. More than 60% of the transactions processed by AliPay are conducted on mobile devices. AliPay is helping businesses large and small to connect to a cashless world and a massive number of AliPay users. Dayu has just enjoyed an exclusive 5% discount. Across the city, Amy's mother is a keen investor. Yuabao is an online wealth management product which offers users higher returns on their current account balance. Ant Fortune is a comprehensive wealth management platform that allows users to manage their finances using an array of products, no matter how small their investments are. With stock, she can monitor her position anywhere at any time. Travel is another key function offered by AliPay. Users with a higher Juma credit score can book a hotel without a deposit. Actually, Juma Credit offers individual credit filing and scoring services in China. Big World shares overseas merchants' information and special offers. And AliTrip offers travel packages. More and more merchants across China and around the world are accepting AliPay. Kobe allows users to look for local merchants and restaurants, place orders, and write reviews. Their friends split the bill with GoDutch. It's an evolution of how people interact with each other about money. Now it's time for Amy and Dayu to go to the airport. Millions of taxis accept AliPay across China and overseas. There are so many other functions to explore, from booking movie tickets or food deliveries to paying utilities, transferring money on the go, and many more. AliPay is the global lifestyle super app.
So, very commonly seen in Chinese apps, a Chinese technology company, instead of having one function, they want to have everything in one. You know, WeChat, they have many functions, right? So that's what they aim to achieve. They aim to achieve everything about money in one app, including your credit score. And that is the most important thing, because you will be able to take loan in AliPay. And in AliPay, there is no daily spending limit, only the limit set by your bank. And that is the power of this. And it is very, very powerful. And that is why I say cash might soon be useless. But let's look at it from the other side of the coin, where you are an entrepreneur, you are a business person, and you want to offer AliPay as a form of payment. Now, there's a few things that you need to consider before we get there. But let me just show you what's inside AliPay. This is AliPay app. It looks something like this inside. As you can see, there's many things that you can play with. You can get Uber. You can pay your bills, you can top up your mobile phone, you can pay your bills, you can pay off your credit card, you want to travel, they have travel packages. But you know what is the most powerful thing inside? It gets you to spend money. That is how powerful it is. When you're nearby a location, they'll tell you, hey, Starbucks at 5% off if you purchase today, if you use AliPay. So what do? You go in and you make a purchase. You heard of things like Faith or Coupon? Yeah, they integrate something like that inside with the merchants. So they are actively helping their merchants to get more sales, more aggressively, by offering discounts with very low transaction fee. The transaction fee for AliPay is about 3%. Very, very low for industry standard. And they want you to know this. They are not only helping you to process payment, they are helping business owners to also easily accept payment, so that with just one touch you can buy. You can take loans. And if you're selling very high ticket stuff, very expensive stuff, you can check the credit score. You can run offers, you can run promotions, all within AliPay. Okay, now, today in Malaysia, AliPay is not very active yet. It is just an introduction phase to test the market. But let me tell you why this is so important later. You must understand this. Why you should pay attention to AliPay. Now, I want to show you how they use AliPay in China first.
你好，一个煎饼。
Okay.
I've just ordered Jinbing, Beijing's favorite breakfast food. People queue up here every morning to get their hands on this. But right now, I don't have my wallet. Luckily, here in China, with my smartphone, I don't need it. See, paying for my breakfast takes just a few seconds. So I scan the QR code that's processing the payment. All set. From tiny street vendors to large chains, a huge amount of businesses in Beijing are accepting mobile payments. The most popular? AliPay, from Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, and messaging app WeChat. So you just pay your water bill with your phone.
Yes. Gonna pay now.
Is that easy?
Yeah.
CNN producer Shen Lu uses WeChat to pay utilities, even rent. I use it to hail a taxi. Yeah. I'm on my way to meet Wu Yu, co-founder of a new payment app, Miles Life.
Hi. Hey, I'm Will. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
He says many urban Chinese just don't bother with credit cards. They prefer to pay by phone, putting China's mobile commerce way ahead of other major economies like the US and Japan.
China doesn't really have a really lucrative credit card system, so Chinese just skip credit card and go to mobile payment.
Something he calls a late development advantage. For me, it means no wallet, no problems.
You can totally survive without cash.
So we can split the taxi fare using our phone.
Yeah, definitely. It's called 顺风车 in Chinese.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Convenience comes with a catch. The Chinese government monitors and censors social media apps, including mobile commerce. Is there concern about the government monitoring your economic activity?
I think normal citizens don't. I think human rights activists, they have huge concern on this.
Chinese citizens are used to the government knowing where they travel, who they call, and now what they spend. It doesn't stop hundreds of millions of Chinese from making mobile payments totaling hundreds of billions of dollars. And the service is expanding beyond big cities, a growing market even in China's slowing economy.
So saying I forgot my wallet isn't an excuse anymore?
No, no.
But what if your phone battery dies?
That's really cheap. No, that's not cheap. That's a real problem.
Yeah. Mobile payment apps even allow us to split the check. A day without my wallet has never been easier. Will Ripley, CNN, Beijing.
So that is in China, how they use the money in China. You see how easy that was? You see anyone flipping their wallet open? No. And in the future, when AliPay becomes even stronger and better, what's going to happen is if you want to go and get a house loan, on the phone. You want to get something, insurance, on the phone. Everything is going to be in your phone. And that is how powerful this thing is. Right now, they're helping more B2C, business to consumers. And they want to do that because they want to grow the network. They're looking at the numbers. And the big reason why AliPay has to grow like this is because 2 years ago, when Tencent introduced WeChat Pay, what happened is that they never expected so many Chinese people to use WeChat Pay to send their hongbao. Okay? Because they always thought Chinese people, if you want to give a red packet, it has to be in a red packet. They never thought WeChat Pay will become so insanely successful because of a function that allows them to send $10, $5, $20, whatever it is. And it has developed ever since then. And AliPay's main competitor is WeChat Pay, and you need to know why they want to come to Malaysia so early on. Because they want to beat WeChat Pay to come to Southeast Asia. It's very simple. Later I'll show you some facts, but right now, I want to show you how they use AliPay in a Western country. Because that's in China, Beijing. Let's look at Sydney, Australia.
The most e-commerce platforms such as AliPay and WeChat are not widespread in Australia. Many Sydney businesses are beginning to adapt the new payment methods. And today we're at the N2 ice cream store to see what we can buy on our phone. G'day mate. Let's have one of each. AliPay.
So it's a very easy and convenient way to pay for things. So it means you don't have to drag your wallet with you. So I think it's going to become much more widespread across Sydney and the rest of Australia. So why did you decide to adopt AliPay?
Oh, well, it's a way forward because firstly, located in Chinatown, so lots of tourists and whatnot. And also, we're taking a step further in terms of payment options so that we pay cash, we pay credit card, debit card, but we thought it would be awesome if we start doing other forms of payment.
And how many people end up using AliPay as their payment method?
Oh, we get quite a few a week, so so it's actually quite impressive at the uptake of AliPay.
Do you think we'll see more Australians take up AliPay and other e-commerce platforms?
We hope so. We certainly hope so. I think Australians are quite ahead in contactless payments, but I think it's time to take the next step into digital.
This is the first ice cream I've bought with AliPay. And it's very good.
So that's basically how they use AliPay. You see that all he did was just to scan a barcode. That's it. And guess what? When a business owner implements this, and let's say everybody in the world are paying using their mobile phone now. You no longer need to bring cash, you no longer need to bring debit card, credit card. Do you think business owners still need to have a cashier? Probably not. All you need is a QR code that scan, that pay, then receive the receipt within your phone, and done. It is so much more organized digitally. Okay? That is why a lot more businesses are implementing this. Now, I want to quickly show you the features inside AliPay. This is what's inside AliPay that you can see. You can take instant loans to replace your credit cards. Literally, you can take instant loans and they'll compare it together with the Zima Credit or Sesame Credit. They will partner up with a company called Sesame Credit, which is a credit score company in China that actually tracks your credit reputation to make sure how much you can take, how much you can do. And literally everything is all in one. Payment service, taking loans, investment, all into one app. Everything all in one. You don't need multiple apps. You don't need to go to have multiple people to work with. It's all in one. And the most important thing here is you need to understand one thing. AliExpress is not doing, AliPay is not doing all of this to just offer a payment service. They're into a bigger game now. Okay? They're into a bigger game. Think about this. If they know what you're paying and buying, if they know what you're investing, they know how much loans you're taking, they know your credit score, they know what bills you're paying, don't you think that these are very valuable information about you? They are not in the payment game. They are in the information game. That is how they intend to beat Tencent's WeChat Pay. And that's very important knowledge to know. Okay? So, I always ask people about this. What do you think, what is the most valuable asset that Facebook has? Early today we talked about that. Can anyone tell me? Your information. Specifically, your private information. The more they have of you, the more valuable it is. It's not the computers inside Facebook, it's not the software, it's not Mark Zuckerberg. It is the information that they store about their users. And AliExpress is the same. See, AliPay is a different payment provider. In fact, they have lucrative target segment. They have data for most small, medium enterprises in China. This is where payment companies should make money from. Giving micro loans to small businesses. Giving micro loans to small businesses. Now, without this data, you cannot beat AliPay in accuracy for credit scoring. Whereas WeChat has a good set of data for consumer loan. WeChat is more consumer-based. AliPay is more business-based. Wouldn't you say that business information are more valuable than consumer information for the right people, the right companies, the right angle? Yeah. They know how your business is doing. They know how often you're getting sold. They know your monthly revenue, they know your turnover, they know everything. This is why the Chinese government is so excited about this. And they are more afraid about cryptocurrency than ever. But they want to encourage people to use this because they get your information. Remember this. The Chinese, they want information. They love information, as the video just now mentioned. Now, some of the early adopter businesses in Malaysia that are already embracing AliPay, 7-Eleven, okay? And I believe there are a few more like Starbucks, okay? Resorts World Genting. Let me ask you a question. These are the 2 earliest adopters in Malaysia. Can anyone just shout it out and tell me why these 2 need to adopt AliPay so early? Who are they attracting? The Chinese. By the way, when I say Chinese, not Malaysian Chinese, I'm talking about China nationality Chinese. Okay? Now, and this is a very important knowledge that you have to understand, because right now, you cannot really use AliPay as a consumer yet in Malaysia, but the Chinese people can. Okay? So, they want to make it so easy for the Chinese people to go overseas and they can pay. They don't need to manually go exchange a bunch of cash to bring into Malaysia. Why? Because they could encourage wrongdoings. But when everything is tracked on the phone, the Chinese state government know exactly how Chinese people are spending their money. And that is what they want. You understand? Okay? Now, this one, a lot of Chinese people go, right? The tourists, yes? Quite a lot. What about this one? Got the bus drive them up somewhere. So they cannot use the money to gamble yet. Okay? But they can use the money to book hotels, they can do recreational stuff, dinners, or any activities, spa, resort, whatever, except the gambling part. You got it? But this is very, very powerful here. Okay? Now, most people ask me, should I look into including AliPay into my current business today? It's a yes and no answer. But for most people, the answer is not for now. Okay? Because in the virtual currency market or industry, there's so much happening today. Anyone read the news about Bitcoin hitting 4.4K yesterday? Anyone? Yeah, you know about Bitcoin? Know about Bitcoin? Yeah. And then in China, they are manufacturing their own virtual currency now, called NEO. And they want to compete with Singapore's currency called Ethereum. Okay? So this is something very interesting that's going on. Because if you ask me, Desmond, is this the future? I don't know. All I know is it's doing very well in China and some parts of the United States where they have a lot of Chinese tourists. So my conclusion, because you're asking me to predict a crystal ball, and I don't have a crystal ball, all I can tell you is this is fantastic if you're serving Chinese nationalities. If your business is about selling to Chinese nationality, this is something that you should consider looking at. Because the integration is going to help you boost your sales. And this is very important for you to know. This is not for everybody. Because there are a lot of changes that is coming. And we don't know what happened until 2018, when regulations are put into places. Because remember this, with cryptocurrency, South Korea, Japan, and Australia, and the United States have already started regulating their virtual currencies. That is a huge difference. You see, look at this. Jack Ma's Ant Financial merges with Lazada's AliPay group. Now, if you don't know AliPay is basically the backend for Lazada's payment system. Okay? They have already mergers with Lazada's AliPay group. I think last year, I believe last year or early this year, Jack Ma bought a huge portion of share in Lazada up to billions. Do you think he buys because of Lazada? The answer lies in he wants to gain market share very fast in Southeast Asia. You see, AliPay's #1 concern is to lose to WeChat Pay. Because Tencent, who owns QQ.com and WeChat, is one of the biggest companies in China. And the biggest competitor is AliPay. And AliPay, it's very simple. They want to bring the payment down here. Because what's happening is, take a look at this. Ant Financial announced its merge with AliPay Group, which provides the payment solution for Lazada, Southeast Asia's largest online shopping and selling marketplace. Last year, Alibaba purchased $1 billion US controlling stake in the Southeast Asian e-commerce company. Now, I want you to pay attention to this second paragraph here. Ant Financial also has stakes in Paytm, an Indian payment company. Now, if you don't know Ant Financial is the company that owns AliPay. AliPay is a wallet. It is an app. Okay? And Mint, a financial services startup in Philippines, just a few days ago. Ant Financial also increased its bid for MoneyGram, a US-based money transfer firm, to $1.2 billion. Now, let me just tell you one thing. They are not dumb. They didn't buy this just to buy this, just to control stakes. They buy this because they want to grow the company, and they want to grow it in a way in terms of usage. the number of people using AliPay. They literally, if they can, they want every single one of you in this room right now to download AliPay when you go home, even if you cannot link it to your bank account. Because to link it, you need a Chinese bank account. But that is what exactly they're doing. Now, so why AliPay is so aggressively expanding their market share into Southeast Asia? They're worried about this too. They're worried about Tencent and WeChat Pay coming in faster and more aggressive than them. Now remember this, just now I said that WeChat Pay is more consumer to consumer. Okay? It's like you want to send money to friends, sort of like PayPal. But AliPay is more like PayPal business, where you can charge credit cards, where you can charge people's bank account directly, and that is important to know, to pay close attention to. Now, AliPay is just the start of a beginning. You see, our Prime Minister and Jack Ma launched something called the Digital Free Trade Zone, and this is something that has announced early this year. And I want you to know that the only reason why you should pay close attention to AliPay is because it is not something that you can leverage right now, but in my opinion, it allows you to open the door into China. Okay? AliPay opens the door for any Malaysian businesses into China. People ask me all the time, I cannot go into China because they have a lot of restrictions, a lot of things. What China wants and what Southeast Asian country wants is to merge the business together into single economy. Not as a nation, but to work together. And AliPay is the Trojan horse to do it. AliPay is just to open the door. It is a key that opens the door for you to reach the Chinese market. If you are a tourist business and you serve a lot of Chinese nationalities, AliPay will come very handy to you. Very, very handy. And if you intend to sell any products to the Chinese nationalities, AliPay will be a fantastic payment processor for you. It's very strong, and it's very easy and very fast. In fact, you can literally work from a computer and you have your AliPay payment processor on your website, and you'll be able to start accepting Chinese money. That is the power of AliPay. Okay? This is the whole thing that I have to say about AliPay. There's really not much to it except that it's a very young infancy stage. Is it going to be the next big thing? I don't know. Why? If you ask me, that's what, if there's no Bitcoin in the world, no cryptocurrency in the world, would you say it's the next big thing? I would say most likely. But because of the changes with virtual currency and cryptocurrency, a lot of things you need to pay close attention to. And the bigger monster that you should pay close attention to is actually this, Bitcoin. You take a look at Bitcoin. This is the price. One Bitcoin equals 4,130. This is taken 2 days ago. Yesterday I checked 4.3, and then 4.4, and then back to 4.3. It is extremely volatile. And this is something that you need to pay close attention to because this is disrupting AliPay. Why? AliPay stores all information. And this one is all crypto, which means no information about you is stored. AliPay, information sent to the government. Cryptocurrency, no one can see the information. And this is China's biggest fear. Because this enables people to money launder. Remember this, they say Bitcoins are only used for two kinds of people. People who are very good at technology, number one, or criminals. But it is disrupting the world. How many of you here own a cryptocurrency? Just curious? Yeah. It is very different. Now, Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency. I want you to know this. China has their own called Neo. Okay? And then there are a bunch more called Ethereum. There are Litecoin, Filecoins, many, many different coins, but we're not going to talk about it today. Because Bitcoin is the only one that is very similar to AliPay. Why? In the US, there are some stores where you can buy stuff with Bitcoin wallet. You take out your phone, beep, done. Beep, done. The only difference is AliPay does the same. Beep, done. Beep, done. But the thing is, AliPay stores your information. What you buy, how much you buy, how often you buy. Now, I do not know what you buy, but if you're doing something legal, then you have nothing to fear. But if you're doing something illegal, then you're screwed. But with Bitcoin, it's completely private. That is the difference. Okay? That is the difference. I have a video to play.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill. Okay?
We are entering a completely world of uncharted water.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So I mean, I personally, I own Bitcoin in my hedge fund, I own Bitcoin in my fund, I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store value. It is gold 2.0.
I think this is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin, and people have made fortunes out of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, there is no Bitcoin company, there is no Bitcoin building, there's not even a Bitcoin server anywhere that you can shut down. It is completely distributed. That's what's unique about Bitcoin. It is, for the first time, a way for the two of us to exchange value online without a third-party intermediary. Until the invention of Bitcoin, for you and me to exchange money online, we had to employ a third party, like PayPal, like Visa, like MasterCard, right? And we live in the 21st century. If we want to have a video call to China, we can do that for free. But to send a couple $100, which is essentially just ones and zeros being moved around, costs 5% plus takes over a day.
Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place, and of course for large transactions currency can get pretty inconvenient.
You'll see Bitcoin trading at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Rick Falkvenia does an excellent analysis. He predicts that Bitcoin will capture between 1 and 10% of the global forex market, which implies a price of between $100,000 to $1 million per Bitcoin. Most of the people who are on the sidelines not buying Bitcoin today will start to buy Bitcoin when it gets over 1,000, and then a greater percentage of people will definitely plow into Bitcoin when it starts to get over 10,000.
I'm still predicting Bitcoin, $10,000 per Bitcoin in 3 years.
Saras, he is the CEO of Zappo, which is a Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin Vault.
I think it's mostly a very positive thing. I think we're going to see ups and downs like with any other emerging technology, but I think we could see it to stay, and it makes sense that it be taxed and treated like any other.
So let's take a bold call here. In 10 years, what do you think Bitcoin will be worth? One Bitcoin.
Between $500,000 and $1 million.
A lot of people are.
I want to share with you this co-founder of PayPal, Peter Thiel. I don't know if you've heard of him. He wrote a book called 0 to 1, and he mentioned something about the value of Bitcoin could go up to $1 million for one coin. Now, you might be wondering, I thought we were learning about AliPay. Why are we talking about Bitcoin? Well, here's the thing. If there's one thing that can stun AliPay's growth, it's Bitcoin. That is the only thing that you have to pay attention to. As a business, if you do Chinese people's business, take AliPay as a payment processor. If you don't, not the time yet. Until they start integrating with local banks, they start integrating with global banks. At the moment, they're very Chinese-based. Even though they're here, they're not for you, for most of you yet. If you run tourist business, if you do Chinese people business, then it's for you. That is all that I have to talk about AliPay. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, you want to learn more about how AliPay can help your business in a more personal format, I'll be around this building and talk to you. That is all that I have. I hope you learned something, and I hope you take that away and actually go and study more about the changing that is coming. That is all that I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for such an inspiring evening. And we also prepared a light refreshment at the back of this hall. So let's enjoy the remaining of the evening together. Thank you very much.